Don't be too proud of this podcast you've constructed. The ability to rank content is insignificant next to the power of an exceptional hot take.
It's Hot Takes time, and I have a hot take for us to discuss today. I wish I could say it was my own personal hot take, but I actually found this on Twitter from Dan SWC at S Centralized. He tweeted, "The Mandalorian is the Force Awakens to Andor's The Last Jedi." And
boom, boom.
Yeah, that
like
shook
you gotta
me.
think. I had to think about that,
and I loved
really try to
loved
unpack
thinking about
what
it.
that actually meant.
Well, as you all know, The Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars film. Is it perfect? No, I didn't rank it perfect, not like Rogue One, but it is my personal favorite Star Wars film because of how it tends to break apart the Star Wars themes. And Dan SWC replied to his own comment and said, "The first one is basic and consumable," speaking of The Force Awakens, a very popular piece. The second destructs it and is more artistically thorough. And I think that is a fair analysis of the two pieces.
And of course, what he said resonates with a lot of the fandom. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people retweeted it and everything.
And a lot of people were like,
a lot of people throw shade too.
Yeah, they were like, "Don't disrespect Andor like that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Don't disrespect The Last Jedi like that."
Which is fun because it totally is a hot take.
It is. Like,
it ruffled my feathers.
It is. It's a great to see. It's funny that we're getting to this point of Star Wars where we're comparing it to other Star Wars now. Yeah. I mean, like, we always have done that, but as like an entire body of work.
Yeah, that was like a comparison sandwich. So I guess what else would you elaborate on that?
I would say that, I mean, I think Dan got it. Like, when you think of The Force Awakens, you think of BB-8. And when you think of The Mandalorian, you think of Baby Yoda. And it is a fun family affair. Andor and The Last Jedi are not. Like, they will find their audiences respectively.
Yes. I think, yeah, you said it well. They will find their audiences. They have more of a cult cult following too.
But like The Mandalorian, anyone can kind of jump in, even if you don't have a lot of Star Wars experience under your belt, and enjoy it.
Yeah, and it's kind of like lumped into that pop culture genre more so.
Yeah,
like Force Awakens, but like part of that is like why we love Star Wars because it's so lovable and awesome that way.
And part of the reason why people hated The Last Jedi was because it tried to do something different than what we were expected
Subverting expectations.
Yeah, it took the themes of Star Wars more seriously and like questioned authority in The Last Jedi.
Yeah. I would say it's a hot take. It's a good one to discuss and unpack. I personally was immediately like, no, don't do Andor like that because I'm not. You know me, like we've talked about Last Jedi, but it's totally fine if you love it and you've picked out things that I don't pick out in it.
Yeah.
So I can totally see like where they come from on that. I personally don't see. I see Andor as fleshing out. Oh, kind of like a Quantum Mania type of thing.
Okay.
Let's think of like Obi-Wan. We talked about that show and how it was like in a box very much. But it was in a box with like two top tier characters, Vader and Obi-Wan. That was like, you knew the boundaries. You kind of knew starting point A and starting point B. So a lot of us can kind of draw the line in between and figure a lot of things out. Whereas Andor did the exact opposite, where it took one side character that no one seemingly really cared about from Rogue One, and it zoomed way far in on their world to like an unbelievable minute level, so much so that it was like realistic, a reflection on the current day and time, not so much a grand space opera.
Right.
Because it does that, I think it offers so much more like complexity and like much more of an art form of storytelling that I think is less controversial and polarizing as The Last Jedi, in my opinion. And not to say that I don't enjoy some things from Last Jedi. But I would just look at it differently. In my mind, there are different levels and different boxes, but it's a good hot take because it ruffles my feathers.
So does that mean you disagree? Oh,
I do. Thumbs down.
I find your lack of good takes disturbing.
But
Sorry.
a great hot take.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan SWC. You didn't tweet at us, but I saw it and I was like, that's a good take. So we'll give you a shout out on Twitter.
My hot take. Let's say coming up with a hot take for this episode in particular is really hard.
It is hard.
So I'm just going to grasp at straws here.
Okay.
Mon Mothma should take the money from Davo. She just should.
And give up her daughter?
It's part of her job. She should do that. I will say, that was not my gut reaction, though. I was watching the show. I was like, never. I would never do that for my daughter.
Yeah.
I have a daughter. I would never do that.
Yeah.
This is stupid, ludicrous. Find another way.
Yeah.
But then kind of like thinking about it, again, Andor gets back to the gray of this show.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of offer grace where grace should be. Like, Mon Mothma has a tough decision. She believes in this higher cause, right? Higher cause. You could equate that to like anything, like someone believing in, a certain religion, God. I think equating that, people are so ready to be able to sacrifice for like a greater cause, a greater deity, God, and at some point, like even to the biblical account of like Abraham giving up his son Isaac, and like how that's seen as ludicrous, but it was a testament to Abraham and his faith.
Yeah.
But like it was for God. He wouldn't have done that for anyone else or anything else. So it was kind of like, holy crap, like the rebellion against the Empire is that God to Mon Mothma, to Luthen. Like this is their religion.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, who am I to judge someone on their existential, greater than beyond belief movement or whatnot? And it was like, holy crap. I wouldn't put so much weight on a political movement.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Mon Mothma, she should do it if this is what she believes in.
Nice. That's a good hot take. I'm glad that you spent some more time thinking about it. And we didn't really talk about that much in the episode. And to be fair, it's not like she's throwing her daughter to be wed immediately.
Yeah,
She's just like, just meet them.
Just ice
but
cream.
we all know that she hates her mom, so of course she's gonna fall in love with him. And that kid's gonna be a total douchebag. We already know it.
Yeah. Like
but she's gonna fall for it because that's where she is in life.
Yeah. Which it was really great. Kudos on this show again. It's like this is a very like great path of seeing how she loses her family.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it kind of falls into that discussion that you see Perrin and I can't remember her daughter's name. But
Leia.
It's not, is it?
I'm pretty sure
it's like it's like Layla or it's something close to that.
Is it?
Yeah, but they're talking about how like in one of those earlier episodes, she's like, "Mom, you just use me as like your political playbook or whatever." And
oh yeah,
wow,
coming full circle.
Yeah, that is really coming full circle. So
thumbs up, thumbs down. Are your feathers even ruffled?
I have to think about that a little bit. I think it's a good hot take, especially since you have children. So I don't have that perspective to think about that choice and that decision and the weight of it so much. I'm gonna say I agree.
What?
Yeah,
right.
I think Mon Mothma, she's been really timid this whole series to really dip her toes in the actual blood of a rebellion. And I think she's going to have to make that decision in order to keep it going. And she's going to have to walk the path that Luthen talks about at the end of this episode of giving it all for this, that you will never actually see the real benefits of your choice right now, but it is for the greater good.
Yeah. And that, oh my
Show's
goodness,
so heavy.
it is. It reminds me like all this show could have been titled Sacrifice as well. Just like everyone having a part
Yeah.
of sacrifice here.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Beautiful.